Okay, welcome back to Naruto Anime Re-Review Part 17. This time I'm discussing episodes 185 to 191. Roughly two standalone episodes and an arc. Basically, the Peddlers Mission Arc. Yes, one. The Peddlers Escort Mission is roughly just a 5. The episodes themselves, the standalone ones, well, one of whom happens to be a very strange one, mind you. Oh yes, this one is very strange. Naruto comes back to the mission, and when he gets back, people will start noticing there's a big hairball on his back of his jacket. Turns out it's a legendary creature that ends up being with him the whole episode. You see also appearances not only by Tsunade and Zune, but also Hinata, Kiba, and Rock Lee along with Sakura. Because when he says Sakura, says picks up his shirt, or picks up his pants, so happy, and then we see a little arm touch her chest, and she thinks it's Naruto, and she's like, "What are you talking about? I didn't touch you there." And then he notices this little creature, and this creature is with him the whole episode. Oh my gosh, with him the whole freaking episode. Eventually, of course, the creature itself is defeated. Well, it's removed from his back thanks to growing up tall, and then by the end of the episode, something really weird happens. Because apparently Naruto was able to... Let's see if I can get to it here. Yeah, he was able to get off his back. Apparently the whole village by the end of the episode has got this creature on their back. Yeah, a very weird one that really doesn't match anything. Now, the next episode, the Laughing Shino. Oh, this is also another weird one. Yes, aside from Naruto, Shino's in this episode. And the whole thing about the Laughing Shino was that they are hired by a son of a businessman because apparently his father died, and they're hired to be substitute chief mourners. And Shino basically is invited purely because of the fact the guy doesn't laugh. So he eats something in the food, and something in the food causes him to laugh like crazy. And he's not a person who laughs. So because he started laughing, so they decided to allow Naruto to fill in for him. Yep, frickin' Naruto. Just cuz. Yeah, and turns out the whole thing is make everybody laugh. And the chief mourner, basically, if he laughs, he loses all the inheritance. If he dares laugh at the funeral. Yeah, and it turns out this whole thing, which is a scheme concocted by the late father, who actually was alive and well. How in the world he managed to fake his death, that was never explained. It just had his funeral, okay. And it turns out because of the fact they're rich, they apparently stop smiling. So they have to, act normal. Shino, of course, by the end of the episode, the laughter stuff wears off. And then he also says, "Oh yeah, don't ever mention what happened here about that particular portion." Yeah, because Naruto never does. Next comes the Peddlers Escort Mission, where Naruto is with Hinata and Choji to escort a group of merchants dependent from bandits. Okay. Yeah, it turns out this is a cover for, of course, Tsunade knows nothing about the cover. Apparently this whole merchants is just a cover to protect a daimyo's daughter from a group of people who are trying to take over her country. And Tsunade didn't know much about it until she got word that the country's been overthrown. She wanted to send Leaf Ninja to help suppress it. So Naruto knows something really... Now, Naruto's going to be a lot better, more interesting of a character. He's not really a complete idiot, because some of the stuff he does in here is a bit out of character for him to do. For one thing, in some episodes, he's got a terrible sense of direction. Here, he follows the map really well. He gets close to the Land of Greens, but he gets called back because, some ninjas are attacking him. So he goes back. Now he does this right after a little girl who was in the group, who actually Choji shares her shares potato chips with, and she's about to say fat, and then it looks like apparently she notices that apparently he doesn't like to call that, so you're really strong. He's able to push up really well. Yeah, this lasts for about the first half of the story, and then they figure out, oh yeah, the reason why these ninja are after them, because of Sheen, aka Lady Hana, or at least Princess Hana. Yep, and apparently the old lady recognizes her once because, oh, Princess Hana, you grow really well. Yep, and it turns out her two bodyguards, the two friends who claim your cousins, are actually her bodyguards. Yep. And of course she loses her hat and she never puts on a hat ever again. Of course she poses as a guy for some reason. Also, she doesn't trust people because of well, she was this. She had to be exchanged, be held as a hostage for a certain period of time. Yes, they explain this later in the episode. This is a common practice where daimyos will send their children to a friend to hold as a hostage for a brief period of time before swapping back and forth. Apparently, this was a common practice. They even show us also in shipping news. I don't know if this was a real life practice, but this was a practice. And because it took so long for her to go home, she apparently stopped trusting people. Though eventually, thanks to Naruto, Hinata, and Choji, she's able to trust people again. Yep. So there are three guys who take out the people who kill the people who actually help them take over the country. And these three guys are, well, the skinny guy, who is not the leader, he's taken out by Choji. The chubby guy is taken out by Hinata, who basically blocks my chakra points because the guy loves magnetism. So Naruto ends up wanting to be protecting Hana, which of course, well, Naruto ends up saving Hinata from a pit of iron sand, which she's grateful for, and of course, also this happened just after, well, Hinata was protecting her. Hinata got knocked out by her because she mentioned, oh yeah, you're very fond of Naruto, and she's like, she doesn't say anything, but she can easily tell that, yeah, it's definitely true. She's very fond of Naruto. She's in love with him. Then she knocks her out, and of course, Naruto spends the last couple episodes after he catches up with her, protecting her from the leader of the evil ninjas. And eventually he is defeated, thanks to Naruto basically using his own headband to deflect the laser at the guy. Yeah, because he apparently uses ice jutsu, he uses Mega Lens to make sort of a laser to basically fry the area. Of course, Naruto is protecting the daimyo's daughter, Hana. And eventually the guy is captured. And of course, well, they send people out from the Hidden Leaf to help out the Land of Greens. Basically just Suzune, Shikamaru, and a bunch of people, which one of whom happened to be the guy with the bandage on his face. And the guy himself is arrested. Presumably he is tried and later executed for killing the daimyo. And, well, by the end of it, it's very heavily implied, because she asked Naruto to stay to help her heal the country. Yes, it is very heavily implied from what I read that she is filled with feelings for Naruto. Okay, yeah, not the first person who does. I mean, aside from him now, this is the first time an anime original character has fallen in love with him. And don't worry, it doesn't go any place at all. She's even saying, she's like, he says, I can't because I've got responsibilities back in my home country and back in my home and friends that I have to look after. And she's like, okay, will you be my friend? He's like, yes, and that's my promise, and I won't go back on my word. Yep. All in all, really good. It's overall really good arc. Not much development for Choji, but he gets a good time to shine in here. Hinata gets basically her own moment in here with Naruto, when Naruto saves her, and of course, well, Naruto does chastise her a bit, basically let her guard down, but even he realized that he probably would have done the same thing. And it's good development also for Hinata as well. Naruto gets an okay amount of development, but it's an interesting 6-parter. Actually, it's a 5-parter. It's one of like the 3 remaining ones of the series, because there's actually 2 other ones that come right after this one. Not immediately. Yeah, the other 2 are, one involves pretty much most of the characters of the series, and that doesn't happen until episode 197. So yeah, next 5-parter does not come for another 6 episodes after this one, and then of course the the series, which is, well, yeah, yeah, that's also the last 5 part of the series. All in all, pretty good. Now, in the case of the standalones, the first one is just okay. It's quite interesting. At one point, Hinata basically is following Naruto because that's what she usually does. Then she's the creature, and that's it. Sakura, aside from her, well, beating up Naruto, she's never seen again in the episode. Rock Lee is seen twice the whole episode. Hinata is seen a couple times. Yeah, it's like the supporting characters for the episode don't do live anything except just interact with Naruto briefly. Yeah, Laughing Shino is just okay. The Peddlers Escort Mission was really good. It was thoroughly enjoyable to watch. The villain was actually quite interesting. I mean, they actually explained him, the fact he's a very greedy individual. And Naruto pointed out, though, yeah, why would I trust a guy who would kill his own brothers? And the guy's like, yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Yeah, who would trust me? Yep. But not much else to say about these episodes. I mean, the arc itself was good. The sale episodes, one is pretty interesting. The other one is just okay at best. Okay, so that's a particular review. My next review is a review of the news chapter of Blue Exorcist. Okay, and then of course after that will be One Punch Man. Yep. And then of course be One Piece, My Hero Academia, Boruto, and then more Naruto. Okay, so basically about, I'd say about 6 more videos overall, maybe 7 overall today. Okay, but 2 more after this one. All right, see you in the next video. Bye.